Hey everybody, it's Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Roboquest going for the Shovel Knight achievement. This is to find the shovel for the first time. So what you want to do is want to make sure you hop into a game. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you get access to the ruins. So you're going to basically try to push forward, get into the combat zone of the first area, and then make sure you get to the first safe room. Once you get to the safe room, there's going to be the three-way fork. There's only going to be one path available to you once you start the game, which is going to be through Oasis. So make sure you choose that path, which is going to determine how the rest of Chapter 1 and the entirety of Chapter 2 is going to look like. So make sure you get through this next combat zone and then get to the end of the chapter door. This is going to take you to the Oasis starting area for the start of Chapter 2. Once you are here, your goal is to make it to the first safe room. So make sure you load up on your starting equipment and then make sure you push through the combat zone and get to the safe room. Once you are there, you should be able to find the ruins keys right here on this pedestal. Make sure you grab that. You should be able to now open up the ruins door during any other playthrough. Unfortunately for us, the door is going to be behind us, so we are going to have to head back to base camp and then make sure we start up a new run. So make sure you finish up that run and then make sure you start up another one. This time around, once you get to that three-way fork in the safe room of Chapter 1, you should be able to use the key to open up the door that takes you down the ruins path. That one's going to be to your left. Just make sure you go up to it, open it up using the key, and then make sure you head on through, and then make sure you push forward until you get to the alternate option for your next chapter 2. So once you get to this end chapter door, you're going to have ruins as your chapter 2. We're going to then push forward from the starting area. Our goal is to get another type of key. This key is going to be the tech room key. So this one is going to be located about 3 screens or so deep into the run. So get past that first combat zone, then you have a horde mode zone. Make sure you get through this, and then we're going to have one more combat zone. So once you get to this combat zone, you're going to want to keep an eye out on your mini-map. You're going to want to look for the orange-colored area. That's usually going to indicate a secret, and this is going to be where we need to go next. So make sure you keep an eye out on it, and then once you notice it, make sure you take this little detour. You are going to definitely want to try to clear out the area the best you can. So make sure you try to take out all of the enemies, and then once you have a clearing, it's time to move on to our next objective. So once the coast is clear, you're going to want to look in the back corner of this secret area, and you're going to notice there's going to be an array of laser gates right here. You're going to need to get past these. Now, you can find these buttons sprinkled around the place. There are going to be a total of 4 of them, and every time you press a button, it's going to disable one of the laser gate arrays. Now, you can try to look for them. However, if you're feeling a little more daring or are playing on a really low difficulty, you can just tank your way through the lasers and then just get to the other side. You should find the old sewers, but more importantly, to your right should be the tech room key. Make sure you grab that. As soon as you do, you're going to need to get to where the door is that the key is going to unlock. It's going to be located in the safe room in Fields, where Chapter 3 takes place. Now, you have a few options on how to get there. You can either continue to go forward and then go through the scrapyard. You are going to eventually, in order to get one of the power crystals. However, if you aren't quite ready to tackle that challenge yet, you can always head back to base camp and then get to Fields the normal way on a fresh run. So whatever option you choose, make sure you get to Fields for Chapter 3, and then make sure you get to the first safe room. Once you are here with the tech room key in hand, you should be able to open the locked door on the right. So make sure you do so, and that's going to expand your hub right here. But more importantly, once you do so for the first time, you should find the Quarry Key right here next to this locked door. So once you have that, feel free to start up another run, since this locked door isn't going to be pertinent to us right now. So we're going to save that for later. So we're going to start up a fresh run, and then we're going to finally get the quarry door open. So make sure you start up a fresh run, and then make sure you get to that safe room in Chapter 1 where the three-way fork is. This time around, we're going to take the right path and then unlock that door, and then we should now have access to the quarry. Now, before you actually head through the door, you're going to want to turn slightly to your left. You're going to notice a sign right here with 3 numbers. These numbers are always going to be unique to your own personal save file, so make sure you write these down or make sure you memorize them, and then we're going to use these later on to open up another locked door. Do keep in mind it is going to be different for every single player, so these numbers are going to be different for your particular save file. Nonetheless, just make sure you clear the rest of the way to the end chapter door, and then make sure you get to the actual quarry. Once you're here, make sure you get your starting loadout, and then get into the actual level. Once you get to the first combat zone, you're going to push your way forward, and then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to find another orange area. So make sure you pay attention on your mini map for that. Once you notice said orange area, you're going to want to go down that path, as there is going to be a secret that we need to reveal in order to get to where we need to get going. So just make sure you keep an eye out for it, or you can just speed past all the enemies if you're super lazy to deal with them. Nonetheless, once you are at the orange area, make sure you try your best to clear it out, and then once everyone is taken care of, you're going to notice another locked door at the back of this zone. So once you notice this locked door, there's going to be a number pad connected to it. That's going to be where the numbers on the sign are going to come in handy. So make sure you punch in your numbers. Again, it's going to be different for every single save file. That should get the door open. Once you are in here, you should find the excavation site. Make sure you go straight. The shovel is going to be right here in this elevator shaft. So make sure you pick it up, and then once you have it, you should be good for the achievement. There it is. It's going to be for 10 gamer score. The shovel is also going to play a very important role in finding all of the data logs, which also have their own slew of achievements. And of course, after you find the shovel for the first time, it should always be available as an option for your starting loadout. So that's how you find it, and that's all there is to it.